What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm happy to have you here. Here is the update that nobody asked for, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Okay, so last week we talked about how our words have power, changing up the way that we speak to ourselves, and a challenge to do that for at least 3 days. Speaking life over ourselves, being mindful of either the casual or joking things that we sometimes say that ultimately could have more of a detrimental impact on us, even if we don't even realize it. Switching up the way that we speak to ourselves, right? And I've been doing this for this last week now. I've gone beyond the 3 days, but I just wanted to share some of the takeaways that I had, some of the things that I noticed. And if you also participated in this, please comment down below and let me know what you learned, how it changed things for you. I will say it was not a complete 180. It was not like a complete massive life change, but I did notice that there were things that were different and things that I was proud of. We talked about how if you change your words, you'll change your world. So it's not that everything is going to completely change and be completely different overnight or over these 3 days, but it is a promise that you will change as a person and that you will start, your beliefs will start to change. The things that you once believed about yourself, you'll be able to speak against those things and embrace a true identity of who you are. I am making this an actual practice in my life, so I have gone beyond the 3 days because I think the 3 days were a good starting point. If nothing else, it helped me to see what I need to work on. It helped me to see kind of how I've been functioning because I was a lot more aware of the way that I was talking to myself. I was a lot more aware of the thoughts that I was having, and then I was intentional about speaking against those things in a way that would be more beneficial. So I definitely got kind of like a game plan for how I need to moving forward. So one of the big lessons that I learned over these 3 days is I don't encourage myself nearly as much as I should. And I didn't even do that within the 3 days as much as I thought I was going to. Last week I shared some examples of some of the things that I was going to say to myself, and I had them in the notes app on my phone. And I didn't go into that nearly as much as I thought I was going to. Not nearly as much as I had planned on doing. I thought this was going to be something that every single morning when I got up, I would look at it. All throughout the day, I would look at it. At nighttime, I would look at it. But what I noticed is that I found myself forgetting that it was a thing. I forgot completely that I was intending to speak kind to myself. By the time that I was actually speaking kind to myself, it was because I said something negative. Instead of just being on top of it and intentional about it, being proactive rather than reactive, I think I was more so reactive in me saying things that were encouraging because I said something that was discouraging. And so now I had to counteract it with truth. I noticed it was more so an afterthought and not what I'm super proud of, but that's okay because at this point, it's not about perfection. It is simply about being better. It is about progress. It's just about being self-aware so that now I know what I'm working with and then I can figure out how to move forward. Even though I didn't speak positive over myself as much as I wanted to, I still did so. And even in that, like, I just felt better overall. Every time I would think down on myself and then I would be like, nope, that's not true. You are bold. You are courageous. You are chosen. Being able to speak life into myself, it was just an instant pick-me-up. And I think that's one of the reasons why it is so important to speak kindly to yourself, because it can be so easy to fall into the rabbit hole of just making yourself feel down and sad and feel like you are taken out of the game. But when you change the way that you speak to yourself and when you switch that up and you say, no, I am this, I am that, I am healthy, I am wealthy, God loves me, I am chosen, I am called, I am qualified for this moment. When you switch up the way that you talk to yourself, at least for me, it just gave me kind of that oomph that I needed, that more energy that I needed in that moment. So I learned how important it is right now for me to be very intentional about speaking kindly to myself, because it's not something that comes natural for me. It's not something that I've done so much of my life. Because I'm now more aware of the fact that I could be better in this area, I'm putting more effort into it. I'm putting more energy to it. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I make this easier? Because if I didn't go into my phone as much as I thought I was going to look at that specifically, maybe for me it's going to take writing it out on pieces of paper or sticky notes and putting it around in the areas that I see all of the time. So whether it's in the bathroom or as soon as I get up in the morning, like near my bed, in the kitchen, if I'm sitting down on the couch, maybe I put one on the TV screen. So I'm always reminded to just go ahead and say something kind, to just speak life over myself, because you never know when you're going to need that pick-me-up. So I wouldn't say that I did like this complete 180 and my whole life changed and everything, but I will say that I'm definitely moving in the right direction, and it is a practice that I want to continue to do because sometimes you just need somebody to encourage you. And what does the song say? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes that person who's going to be cheering you on, telling you you got this, you can do it, just keep pushing. Sometimes that person is going to be you. Sometimes you're not going to hear it from other people, and sometimes it really is going to take you saying it to yourself to be the very thing that gets you going. By you believing in yourself, believing that you're capable, believing that you're qualified, believing that you're loved, believing that you are able to do the very things that you want to do that you haven't felt like you can do. Sometimes it's going to take you. It's going to take your thoughts and your emotions all lining up together to get the job done. And I think that starts with the way that you speak to yourself, because your thoughts can get to lying to you. Your thoughts might be automatically going based off of whatever experiences you've had in the past, based off of what other people have spoken over you, based off of what you have spoken over yourself. They might have shaped your thoughts thus far, but now if your thoughts don't align with what God would say about you, then it's time to switch that up. And I think that that starts with the way that you speak out loud to yourself. Also for me, this emphasized how much I need to put more trust in God. In Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." So for me, I notice that sometimes I'll speak down on myself because I don't want to get my hopes up. I have these hopes and dreams, but then I'm like, okay, but what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't work? In that case, it's not 100% just about my own capabilities, but it's about, do I trust that God is going to do this for me? Do I trust that God loves me enough to bless me in this way? The very things that God placed in my heart and in my mind, do I even trust that he's going to give those things to me? Do I trust that he has that in store for me already on reserve with my name on it? Do I trust that? I think it was also a question of how much do I trust what God is placing within me? How much do I trust the dreams that he gave me? Do I trust him enough to make it happen? Do I trust him enough to fulfill the very things that he spoke to me? And sometimes I think the true honest answer is that I don't trust him enough, because that's why I'm so in the way. That's why I'm on the defense thinking that, okay, maybe it's not going to happen. That's why I keep thinking and telling myself over and over, it's not going to work. Because then if it doesn't work, okay, at least I was prepared for that, because that's what I anticipated. But no, if I have faith in what God told me, then I can speak and say it's going to work, it's going to happen, because God gave it to me. I trust that he is going to give me whatever I need to get to the point that he said I was going to get to. And even if I don't feel qualified, even if I don't feel capable, even if I don't feel like I have the resources, I trust that God is going to make up the difference. I trust that God is going to give me every single thing that I need to get to that point. So because I trust in God's ability to get me there, I can speak it even though I can't see it yet. I can speak that it's going to happen with confidence because I trust in the God who gave me what he gave me. I know sometimes it can sound crazy to speak something that you can't even see yet, because it just seems very counterintuitive. Like, why would I say that this is my reality when this is really my reality? Why am I going to speak it like that? It doesn't even seem like that makes any sense. But by speaking it by faith and saying that I am trusting that even though I can't see it, it's going to be mine because I thought of it. God gave me this dream. God gave me this desire. It's in my heart. It's in my mind. I keep thinking about it, and I know that I'm capable. I am made in his image and in his likeness. If he can speak a word and something can pop off, I can speak a word and something can pop off in my life as well. Ultimately, just trusting that everything is going to work together for my good. You know, no matter what it looks like, no matter what the circumstances say, just trusting that it's going to work out, because I know that God is ultimately on the throne. He knows the end from the beginning. And last week I said that this is going to be a game changer, and I truly believe that, because it's just always, sometimes you just need somebody to cheer for you, and sometimes you need somebody to coach you through it and say that you can do it. Somebody who can look and say, I know that you have more in you than what you're seeing right now, so I'm going to speak life over you until it happens. And sometimes you can be that person for yourself. Sometimes you have to be that person for yourself. You can be the one coaching you, and you can be the one cheering you on from the sidelines saying, I know it's in you, I know you're capable, I know you can do it, I know you're going to make it. And just by saying it over and over and over, it gives you the push that you need to actually make it happen. So then you're your action can follow your words, because we talk about how words matter, but your actions matter as well. When your words say I can do it, but your actions don't back that up, then still we're on two different pages going in two different directions. So I think getting our words together is super, super important. But not only that, now we have to figure out, okay, because I can speak this over myself, because I have faith that this is what's going to happen, now I have to figure out how can I put action behind it to actually make it happen, instead of just staying in the same place over and over and over. So I think that is the key for me, is just continuing to speak life into myself and believing more for me. And then from there, having my actions align with the words that I'm now speaking over myself. Because at the end of the day, it's gotta work, okay? If God gave it to me, if God spoke it, if God said it, if God placed it in my heart, then it's gotta work. It's gotta work. That's just the mindset that I have. It has to work, and I'm going to keep speaking it, and I'm going to keep moving in faith until it works, until I see it, until I see the fruits of my labor, okay? Alrighty, y'all, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you also participated in speaking to yourself kindly for 3 days, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.